We're talking to Nina about the early voting. There's a lot of that going on as well in states across the country. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence today had a warning about it, saying that foreign countries, Russia, China, and Iran, are not only trying to influence the election, but will continue to push misinformation after Election Day, trying to stoke unrest around the country. Let's bring Bob Kolasky in on this. He's our guy on the cyber stuff all the time, the former Director for Cybersecurity, Department of Homeland Security. Thank you, Bob. What about this? How important is this? And I was struck a little bit by the after Election Day part of it. Pay attention afterwards.
Yeah, I think that's probably a reality that it's likely that we won't know exactly what happened. The final vote count, obviously the votes don't get certified till January. So there's going to be a period after the election where there's still going to be a little bit of uncertainty. It's a close election. There's going to be there could be recounts. There's going to be reviews of what's going on, still counting of the votes. And you could expect foreign adversary countries, Russia, China, Iran, to continue to push misinformation during that period. I don't think we heard anything from the Director of National Intelligence in this memo that's new per se. This is a playbook that the government's expected. It's a playbook that certainly Russia and Iran have run in the past, in past elections, and we've seen them continuing. And this is just a reminder that as we get closer to the election period, that adversaries are going to be trying to push misinformation, and that they have their own interests that they're trying to achieve via our elections.
Right. Now, I got to ask you what we're doing to prevent it, and that's part of it. But I think it's more interesting to someone watching at home what they should be looking for. Is there advice you would give to just regular consumers, voters, to say, all right, here's what you should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, there's a longer term argument that we've talked about over time of how you build resilience to misinformation. But what we're talking about right now is really in the next 2 weeks, making sure that voters have accurate information about how they vote, when they vote, where they should vote around that, and be looking for sources for accurate information. And so, first of all, voters should be looking to their state and local election officials to get information about the polling place. If they hear anything that seems different than how they voted in the past, they should go check with state and local election officials about that information. In terms of the broader, are you going to hear lots of disinformation about what's going on in the election? We're living in a time right now with the election one way or the other where there's a lot of crazy things being said and all that. This will just be part of that. But voters in general should be looking for accurate information about the process of voting and looking for officials that they can trust.
All right, Bob, as always, thank you very much. Bob Kolasky. We're going to be watching this before and after the election. We have news coming up. You might have heard about the story today. The former CEO, Abercrombie & Fitch, facing charges for sex trafficking. Breaking news on this story just coming in. We'll have it after the break. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.